smells yummy.
It's
Smells
onions,
Italian.
onions and garlic.
For keeping the vampires out, huh?
Well, the Area 51 aliens, probably.
Are they scared of garlic?
Maybe.
It smells really good. Doesn't it smell like an Italian restaurant?
I really like the smell, yes. I just mean that it's nothing too fancy.
Yeah, it reminds me of Europe. No, seriously, like all of this. Like if I close my eyes, it's kind of
very
what
sweet of you.
Yeah. I'm excited. We didn't eat breakfast this morning, so we're a bit hungry. But it's nice to do that every once in a while, just take a little break. I guess we did have some peanuts and a banana this morning, so. Or I had peanuts. I don't think Rachel had peanuts. Oh, she did. Just tidied some stuff up, had to put a screw in the door, organize some stuff. My one lamp, the Velcro on my side of the bed was coming off, so I had to put a new piece of Velcro on there so that stays up there. Yeah, that's that. I'm gonna eat, and then I think I'm gonna go for a bike ride, or maybe Rachel and I will wait until she's off work, and then both of us will go for a ride. I don't know, we'll see. And then we'll walk with Zeke tonight, or this evening when she's off work. But yeah, it was nice to get some things done, clean up the sink, all those chores. I was gonna film it, but I've done a couple of videos now of doing the miscellaneous stuff, and I feel like it gets repetitive. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, you guys tell us what you want to see, and I will see if I can make it happen, because this is just our life.
Somebody just commented that they want to see us in Disneyland.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they said go to Disneyland.
Go to Disneyland?
Yeah, I'm reading it right here.
Oh wow.
I know.
Okay,
so
well
Disney
it is. I was gonna say, I think I have a clue as to who it would be.
Well, it was Rach.
Oh, I see. I thought you were gonna say your dad said you guys should go to either Disneyland or Hawaii.
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah, for sure. It's a nice spot though. I'll go out, give you guys a view. We're the only ones now. Both the other spots were full last night. There's still stuff up here that I haven't organized or put back up because we're gonna eat dinner. Lunch, I should say. Nice little view out the front though. The only thing I would say is I wish we could have this guy off a leash. That would be so much nicer. Hi. Oh yeah, of course. Hi. So excited. I wish there was somewhere he needs to. I'll have to do a voiceover anyways. Of course the wind's picking up. Why wouldn't it? You know, as soon as I want to go ride my bike, the wind picks up. It was kind of windy last night once Rach got off work, but that's okay. We saw 2 people put kayaks in down there, and then within 15 minutes took them out because they're like, nah, too windy. So, and I'm glad I don't have them off a leash. I thought I saw the ranger. She's been super nice, so I'll respect it. It's the rules. We've seen 4 other dogs not on a leash, so it's kind of one of those things. But the minute I take them off a leash, that'll be the time she drives by and goes, you know, why is your dog off a leash? So yeah, that's that. Someone's pulling in.
Where?
Way down there, see? I just pulled into where that spot we stayed the first night. It's a red SUV. See it?
Ow! They already came down here.
Oh, really? Must have picked that spot. Alright, I'm going to save the juice on this thing. I guess if you want to watch Zeke for a little while, here I'll give you a shot of the keys. If I can get this to actually stay. I have to get better about filming. Like, I just get kind of carried away. My ADD runs, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta do this or I gotta do that, and then I don't film it and do it. And I've heard from other people like the ins and outs of stuff that you guys actually want to see, as opposed to just our adventures and our hikes and all that good stuff. These are fan covers, also the fan blades. When we are camping in Oh, maybe I can get that in there. In the desert, and all the dust, this just comes out with an Allen wrench and this fan. We're by a lake, so I figure, you know, we can use the brush, clean the brush. I'll go scrub these down, clean them up, because we're trying to conserve water. But yeah, these things just get so dirty from the dust. And if you would have saw it in Death Valley, when I say dust, I mean dust. Not that you thought that because I just said dust, I didn't mean dust.
Oh, okay.
I'm just messing
You
around.
crack yourself up?
I know. What, you think that's dumb? That didn't crack you up? So this is actually really funny. Our van life friends that we met in December in Key West, thank you, receptionist.
Welcome.
We've met up with them in what, 5 states now?
Yes, 5 states.
5 states. It's just awesome. It's so
in
cool.
2 months.
We very much enjoy their company, and they get us, and we have a lot in common, and they, you know, they can relate to a lot of our stuff. We told them about the bus we bought, and Allie goes, "Oh my God, you guys are having a bus!" Like, you know, for only van life and nomads would get that, because it's like most people would be like, "You bought what?" But what's funny is our friends are very supportive of our lifestyle. Connor, who's a doctor, isn't doing van life and, you know, that stuff, but he loves to travel, adventures, go into other countries. He's the one that got us out of the country, really, other than United States and Canada. He said he really wanted us to experience Europe. We did that for 34 days with him. So thank you, Connor. Very blessed for that. But when I told him in Death Valley that we had purchased a bus, he's like, "I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do, but can you please just buy that bus so that I can say my friends have a bus?" And I just laughed. This isn't coming out, so that sucks. It was funny. But anyways, as I've said in other videos, we explained the situation. It was 4.5 times the mileage. It needed tires, needed batteries. I said at this price point, it doesn't make sense. We paid this because it had 42 actual miles on it, according to their ad. They basically just refunded the money, even though they said they were going to negotiate it and talk about potentially a deal, forfeited the bid. It goes live, or the auction ends in 7 days. We could bid on it again, but I'm going to trust my gut on this one. And coming from the Midwest, when you see something that's salt-free, like no rust, as a mechanic,
You
or the
get
mechanic,
excited.
yeah, the mechanical mindset in me, I'm just like, oh my God, I want this thing. I don't even care if it runs, you know? And we got to be smart about it. And there's just something inside me that tells me, you know, sure, I'll probably regret it, but there'll be other buses. And there was a couple of things that they could have done differently, and they didn't. And I feel like kind of misled and misrepresented.
Misrepresented themselves, yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, this fan usually doesn't take this long, but this Allen, for some reason, you can't really get it in there. And so yeah, anyways, Rach just said that Allie asked. I'm dying to know what the decision was with the bus. My brother, we talked to him for 2.5 hours last night, and he's like, let me know when I need to come. He's got his CDL. It's like, let me know when I need to come down there to pick up a bus. So kind of a bummer. It bummed us out, but what do you do?
I think we would have been more bummed if we had gone ahead with it and then ran into tons of problems.
Yeah, I'd been sitting for a while. Like I said, it needed tires. Tires for a bus are upwards of $2,500 to $2,800 if you get name brand tires. It had been sitting for like 3 years or 4 years, been started once. They did not list that in the ad. They said serviced every 5,000 miles with service records. Oil change hadn't been done in like 3 years or 4 years because of mileage. The diesel fuel had obviously sat in there that long. Filters. There was this, I think, VL44 pump on these 5.9 Cummins that I looked into. If those fail, and they can fail from sitting, and if a lift pump is weak, it'll fail the main, that VL44. I think it was VL44. And that's like a $2,500 repair. So It also had a block that's known for cracking, a number 53 block if you're familiar with the 5.9 Cummins. So there was just a lot of stuff that it didn't have going for it. I really wish I could get this out so that I could clean this, but this Allen with this particular one for some reason is not. I wonder if I can kind of hit on it. So yeah, that's that. I think, like Rachel said, you know, had I not, let me recap here. I was talking to the service manager before we went to pick up the bus. Yeah, you serviced it, okay, great. Yeah, oh, I really think you're gonna love this bus. Fired right up with the jump pack, okay, great. Going over some of the service records, and he tells me that the transmission was replaced 20,000 miles ago, and then said there was some engine work, and I'm like, none of this makes sense for a bus that has 42,000 miles on it. Transmission, if it was stop and go and they didn't service it, maybe. But I'm like, this doesn't sound right. So I'm like, I'll come there next week and I'll check out the bus.
And for a school district the size it was, it's not like he got his buses mixed up.
Yeah,
like
right.
They probably had a total of 6 buses, like numbers 1 through 8. Like, I mean, it was.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It was a very, like, you know.
Yeah, Rachel brings up a good point. Nice guy, got along with him, but nice doesn't pay the bills, and when something stinks like sheet, usually it's sheet. So
Okay.
at the end of the day, I've done a lot of car deals, bought a lot of cars, bought this van wrecked, and you know, usually I feel really good about stuff. Rachel thought when I went and looked and checked out the bus, I was out there for 3.5 hours, kind of BSing with the guy, which took away from me focusing on what I was trying to do, but that's fine. When I came back, Rachel's like, I thought you'd be super excited. And she could just tell that I was kind of, you know, some of the stuff didn't check out. There was some mouse droppings by the wiring and stuff like that, to where that could be a nightmare. And that could happen to any vehicle when it sits, even in town. But trying to figure out wiring issues and if rodents chewed on stuff. The steering rack, like the gearbox, was wet. That wasn't disclosed. I didn't even see that the transmission pan was leaking. He claimed it did leak. I think he was just saying it was that instead of saying it was the steering box.
I don't even know what those things mean that you're talking about.
It was low on the dipstick, below the low line. He's like, oh, that looks like that's probably about 4 quarts low. I'm like, I don't know about 4 quarts. Ours is a 12, 13 quart engine, and I don't even think it would show on the dipstick if it was 4 quarts low. So whatever, I just went with it regardless. It was low. So this thing has always been kind of a pesky little bolt, and I finally got it. I had to take the Allens apart because if it was on this whole thing, I was hoping that didn't happen. If it was on this whole thing, there wasn't enough room or leverage to get there, so that was kind of a bummer. But I used to carry all these different sets of Allens and all this stuff, but then the reality is you never use what you bring, and it just got to a point to where it was exhausting carrying around all that weight. And now, you know, as it always goes, what I need I didn't have, but got it. That's the most important part. Now I can clean this. These things are so dusty from Death Valley, it's unbelievable.
Dust Valley.
Dust Valley, yeah, that would be accurate. It wasn't really that bad the whole time, and then was it the last day or second to last day we stayed there?
Yeah, Thursday when Connor left, it was terrible.
Oh man, like we didn't even know if we were going to be able to drive across the park to our camp reservation. It was seriously that bad. But we did make it. Thankfully I had another set of Allens, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to take these apart, because if they're together you can't get the Allen to get the Allen out of there. Usually they put like a Phillips or something so that if you have to do this you don't need 2 sets of Allens. But anyways, we're good. I'm going to take this thing to the lake and go scrub-a-dub-dub these things down, get them nice and clean. Getting all my honey to-do list checked off. Getting all my honey to-do list checked off. Rachel lays in bed and goes, these fans are disgusting. And I go, I know, I cleaned them 3 days ago. No, I haven't cleaned them since we hit the road. I did clean them right before we left, right? Rach?
It might have been...
Florida? Before Florida?
Before Florida.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't care. I ain't living in here.
Funny.
Cool. Fall along to the lake. Dirty. Not bad. Great. We saved all the water that time. I didn't even use the sponge. It's a nice little spot. Check out this beach. There's no one down here. No one's been down here all day. I take that back. Did someone just pull? No, that's a sign. It's been nice. This is so peaceful. For free. There's a picnic table, a fire pit. Almost done getting them all cleaned up. They needed it, so I'm glad I thought about this, because when we can utilize lake water instead of our water, it's a plus. We'll see. We might get the itch and want to scoot on out of here in the next couple of days, but
Oh, can you not do that because then it's copyrighted?
I think you're good.
Look, that's not our song.
Yeah. I think you're probably safe. Okay, I think we are just about good, but I realized I put this all back together before I put this on, so that's this Allen key back together, so nice. Still was able to get it though, so that's huge. Yeah, this is huge. These things were dirty.
Oh, we're gonna sleep so good.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, you guys have no idea on camera. These things, like when the screens are clean and the fans are clean, the airflow is just a lot more. That's great. I'm glad I thought of that and got that done. Now we're ready for our walk, and we'll see how that goes. And we're gonna run trash to the trash can too. On our evening stroll.
I look too bundled up, but it feels nice. The weather is very mild.
See the van down there. We were just talking to the camp host for a while. Talked to her pretty much nightly. Yeah. Taking our trash. She said there's a trash can all the way up by the highway. She actually was so nice. She's like, you can put it, I have some trash, you can put it in my trash can, because she has a truck to run it. We're like, oh no, we'll get the exercise, thank you, but maybe we'll regret it depending on how far it is. Beautiful though, what a night. We're gonna get rid of the trash and then do a loop around the lake. She was just telling us, well, Rachel had figured this out too. I don't know how bad this wind is. Over beyond that mountain range over there is Area 51. The start of it is on the other side of that mountain range. And then, not too far northwest is Rachel, Nevada. We might, oh yeah, this place is maybe dead.
We're the only ones.
I see a rig at the wall. A bunch of people have came through, so maybe if I go on this side. Maybe if I do a voiceover, maybe if I use my mic. I gotta set up that other camera and then use the mics with that.
I'm gonna make it a swear jar every time you say I wish I had a microphone, and now you do have a microphone.
I know. Because the microphone doesn't work with how old this GoPro is, and this one's the most convenient one to just grab without batteries, and the Sony one I have to kind of do some of the settings and whatnot. But yeah, that's what I got to do though. Beautiful. This is really a gem of a spot, and we kind of went back and forth on whether we were going to come here or not, and I think we're very glad we did. This was Rachel's idea, so I'll give her all the credit for this one.
Thank you.
All the other spots have been mine the whole trip. I'm just kidding. I actually was almost talking us out of Death Valley because of the bus, and Death Valley was so much fun. So again,
idea was the top spot at Death Valley, so I'll give you that one.
Top spot. Oh yeah, to go up further.
Yeah.
So another point for Rachel. That top spot was cool.
Well,
all right.
That was your point.
Yeah, no, the credit was for you saying we should go to Death Valley.
Oh, sure.
All right, we got to clean this up. Oh, take a deep breath. Not after you clean his thing up, but the leaves. It smells just like fall back home in Wisconsin. So the first spot when we pulled in late 2-3 nights ago, that spot there in the middle where you see the picnic table and the fire ring, that was the only spot available. It was hard for us to back up and level out, but otherwise that's a really cool spot. If you had a tent or if we were a little more level there, that would have been sweet. So you're kind of secluded, raised up, and got like a nice view of the water and the mountains.
Thanks for getting your sunglasses.
Yeah, we would have needed them. And then here's the second spot. So the next morning I got up, went for a walk with Zeke at like 6:30, 6:45, I think. And this spot was open. Nice spot. We moved here, beautiful view, opened the side door, and pretty private. But those trees for probably 60% of the day basically eliminated our solar. So we decided to move, but again, not a bad spot at all. Very nice. Yeah, we must have just picked the right night when we first came in because this place was packed.
A Sunday.
Yeah, and now it's like, I guess midweek's a little different, but there's been vehicles driving in and out. So when we were here 2 years ago, I believe we stayed at this like group site here, site number 3. That's where I saw that 5-foot, if not more, snake coming up from down by the...
I asked her about the black snake.
Oh yeah, well no, it's for sure fake, but yeah, we should have asked her how often she sees snakes here. But yeah, these spots are really nice, like just to have views like that for free.
I think too, like a natural lake, like that's also
Appealing.
rare.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, never been more excited to see a dumpster in my entire life. Yeah. Sweet.
You want to take off my sweater?
Oh man, I'm a lot. Throw that poop.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, look at this view from up here. It's really nice. It overlooks, so we're camping down by that lake down there that you see. I forgot to turn Strava on, but I'd say, what are you doing, dude? What would you guess? 2.5 miles maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. Feels so weird having both my hands back now.
Yeah, no poop bag hitting me while I'm home.
I know, that is so annoying when that poop bag hits like that. Second time now that we've brought trash to, like, well, technically third, because last night we did, and then where was that other camp spot where we walked our trash? Oh, Buckeye.
Oh yeah.
It was like super far, but it's nice to get rid of it. The fruit doesn't start to smell and attract fruit flies, and we like the exercise. We were going to go on a walk anyway, so not a big deal. This place is really beautiful. If you're in the area or outside of Las Vegas and looking for a spot to boondock for, I mean, up to 2 weeks, this is the spot.
They even have bathrooms.
Pit toilets. Garbage up there by the front of the highway. And Marion, the host here, she's a volunteer. Super nice. She stopped by just about every night, and tonight. Wow, good job, Skipper. So yeah, anyway, she stopped by every night. It's nice to know that someone's kind of here keeping order and making sure there's no riffraff. It is right by a highway, so I mean it would be possible for someone to just scoot in and scoot out, and sounds like she said there hasn't really been any issues though. Upper Lake closed to boating October 1st to February 1st. Yeah, really nice. We've enjoyed our time here. I think we'll stay here tonight, and then for sure tomorrow. So
that'll be 4 nights.
Yeah, we kind of went back and forth. We're like, is it worth our time to drive all the way up there? And it's kind of somewhat out of our way. And of course, now at this point, for sure, it's been worth it. I'm so nasally.
What did I say? Dust. It's like 60 miles one way?
I think so.
So what is that?
So let's just do rough math of 20 miles per gallon. I mean, we were doing 55. So that's 3 gallons of diesel one way. 60 miles back, 6 gallons of diesel, so roughly 20 bucks.
Oh, wow, yeah.
$20 for
4 nights of...
Be more than 4 nights, wouldn't it?
Maybe 4 nights.
Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. We'd like to try and implement a couple of new places. We've just been pretty much frequenting spots that we've done in the past. We do, we very much enjoy them, so there's no reason to skip them or go on a wild goose chase hoping to find better ones. But the only reason we know about these is from obviously exploring and figuring them out before. So it would be nice to kind of find some other hidden gems.
We could go farther into northern Nevada, like not too far north where it's cold, but...
Yeah. Great Basin was alright, but this time of the year there wouldn't be much to do.
No.
You don't really care for the cave. I don't need to do the cave again.
Didn't it cost money?
There's like a reservation. Yeah, maybe $5. Remember that guy was like cut everyone in line. Beautiful. So we are camped all the way down there at the end, in that little nook. Kind of reminds me of the reservoirs in Colorado.
Yeah, natural though.
Yeah, right. No, for sure, but I'm saying like just the placement of it. She said what, 2 springs that feed it?
Yeah, north. Then in the summer they switch it to
farmers.
Yeah, it flows into the farmland.
This place is really cool. Very calm, and I mean there is road noise over by the campground, but
I think it's like an alien vibe.
Yeah, because Area 51 is beyond there. Maybe. I thought I saw something last night.
Really?
Inside the van. Extraterrestrial, for sure. Yeah, it's nice out here. When we get up before the wraparound back to the van, there's this nice bench. Rachel, I think it's pretty cool. It's a nice view, kind of the lake.
I love a good bench.
Yeah.
That's almost a better view right now.
Yeah, the mountains back there. I like how it's just back in that one section there that's lit up by the van.
Yeah. You've seen those reels where it says you're looking out at the world, but your dog's looking at their world back at you.
Oh, no. Sometimes, like when I look at him like that, like this, he just looks like a full puppy, like 2 years old. He's like, where? Yeah, I know. Oh, that is really pretty back in there. Come up on this ridge and I'll take a picture backwards. Well, the sun has gone down. We are lost.
We're not.
I'm just kidding.
I wanted to go the long way.
I did. I didn't start Strava when we first started our hike. I don't know how that happened. We were talking to the camp host and I must have hit something or thought that I hit it and I didn't. And so we probably went, I'd say 1.5 miles, 2 miles. 1.5 miles probably before I turned it on. So it'll be about 5.5 miles, probably 6 miles. It's a nice little stroll. I do see the van. It's tucked over there across the water. I think we're, I shouldn't get too carried away because it is only, I think, 6 o'clock, 5:40. I was gonna say, I think we're the only ones over there. But the night is still a toddler. So we might get some stragglers. I think we're gonna cook the steaks. Assess the situation when we get back, if we get back. And then, just kidding. Yeah, this place is a gem though. I've said that 100 times, but as we're walking and yesterday when I did the loop, I was really impressed with this place. I don't think I'd want to be here when it's 110 degrees, but this time of the year, it is perfect. One of my favorite things to do is when I'm watching videos on tiny homes, minimalism, alternative lifestyles. I love reading through the comments. And a lot of the times there'll be people that are like 53 or whatever, 60, and they're like, I didn't figure this out till now. You know, I'm so glad I figured it out now, but I wish I would have figured this out earlier. And that's not me preaching, saying that our way is the right way. It's what works for you, as in any avenue of life. But I'm like, Rachel, I am so blessed. I just get giddy. I smile from ear to ear knowing that her and I have figured this out, or figured out what works for us. Let's say it like that. It's not a math equation. It's not 2 + 2 = 4 and this is what everyone should do. But for us, it is the answer, at least for this chapter of our lives. But really, when we come over here and we have solar, internet, and the things I always say all the time, we just get to walk around and enjoy nature. And I was gonna say, you could hear that duck, and enjoy the finer things of life. Like, look at this background. I mean, this is just, oh wow, look at that bird that just flew up into that tree. Did you see that?
The thing, oh, I can hear it.
It's huge.
Wow.
Yeah, this is just pretty though.
We should stay at more wildlife refuges.
I know. I wanted to go to that Kofa one that Gregory always talks about.
And then there's that New Mexico one we stumbled upon in Maxwell.
Yeah.
I was
Very
gonna
nice.
say keep recording the bird and see if it flies, but
I think he's in for the night.
had to go in before the street lights turned on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 10 out of 10. This place has been a gem. I keep saying that, but I can't stress it enough. If you're over by Las Vegas or you're on your way to, what is it, Great Basin?
Yep.
Lake Tahoe, I guess Rachel said. Cathedral Gorge, Valley of Fires, kind of like 2 hours from here.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you see Zeke?
See the shadow of it now.
Yeah, up on top there. Yeah, definitely check. Oh, here comes one right here. So cool. Wow.
This is the time of the night to
Duck hunt?
see, I guess.
I'm just kidding, we don't duck hunt. Beautiful though. This is just a really nice setup. And to be camped right here, you basically get this whole beach here. Our fire pit is there. We got a picnic table here. What a gem. And to think we just have all these spots that we've been to, and how many of them that we haven't been to yet, that we haven't explored or we don't even know exist. That's the cool part. So we're back and we're cooking our steaks. Exciting stuff. I was gonna bring out the table, but then I just said, forget it. What do we got going on in here?
The bag of green beans was so big, I'm doing half and it still looks like a ton.
We've had worse problems than having too many green beans, huh?
I just hope to do it all at once, but...
Oh, it's okay. We'll be good.
For propane and water.
Yeah, we'll be fine. I mean, we got plenty of propane.
But yes, I don't have any milk, sour cream, or butter. So
those potatoes will be great.
Yeah, we're just
like some sriracha and salt and pepper.
Yeah, I thought we could do mashed.
Ooh, I'd love a sip of that actually. Can you turn the side lights on, please? Lit it right up in here, huh? Nom. Oh, if anyone wants to come over for dinner.
Huh?
I said if anyone wants to come over for dinner, we're in Nevada.
I thought you were like talking to...
Well, it has been a while. When did we have steaks last?
Florida.
Florida, seriously.
I don't know.
I think you're right. That's insane. I'm excited. I was telling Rachel, I'm like, I'm craving steaks. It's been a little while. So steaks, potatoes, and green beans.
Yes.
And wine. Life is better at the campsite, I would say. Look at them things, just eyeing us up. Looking to get 8. There was a guy parked next to us in a Mitsubishi car, and had we made this meal tonight, I probably would have said, hey man, you want a steak?
We did make this meal tonight.
Or yesterday when he was here, thank you. We are, this is real, this is live. We are making this tonight. Cheers.
So
I want a sip of this wine.
You're so concerned about cheers.
Cheers.
Not having people know what day the video is recorded, so then you say, it's tonight.
Yeah, I just glitched. Wow. Very excited for this. This is what I was looking for.
Nice.
That's actually very good.
It's
Cheers.
not overly. Cheers.
He's like sitting out there like, are you guys like kidding me right now? Or
Uh-oh. Crop. Caught.
that was a big bite. I don't want to put that whole thing in my mouth. Very good.
Little squeaker.
And could you imagine if you ate in a restaurant and there was just like this little gargoyle thing right outside the door looking at you like, please, for just one steak bite, you can save me. I just fed him too, by the way, so it's not a case of where he hasn't
Like the
ate.
Sarah McLachlan commercial.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. We usually don't luck out where everything comes together perfect, but tonight was one of those nights where everything is just... The potatoes, perfect. Green beans, perfect. Wow. And this steak is just phenomenal. And on a cheap propane grill.
The steak was pretty cheap too, to be honest.
Yeah, what?
It was like 10...
6 steaks for 27 bucks?
31.
Mm.
But it was like 10 bucks a pound at Sam's Club.
Yeah. It's great. Like, to think one plate of this would have been probably 37, 40 some bucks somewhere at most, like restaurants, if not more. I mean, my steak was pretty big.
Glass of wine.
Oh.
2 sides.
Yeah, like if we were in Vegas.
I promise the traffic quiets down in like an hour.
Yeah, it's really not. It's
I
whenever.
never hear it overnight.
No, I don't hear it overnight at all. And it's like whenever I start filming is when it semi-trucks and it picks up, or they use their Jake brake. She was talking about, we were talking to the camp host, and she was,
That's on top.
thank you, she was telling us the website that you can use to find. She's a volunteer, so she gets free electric, free propane, free firewood, garbage, and lot rent.
And water, did you say?
And water, yeah. Maybe some other perks. Some of them, though, you get a base pay. This couple we met in California around Big Sur, they got like 17, 18 bucks an hour, health insurance, free propane, free lot rent, free Starlink, and electric.
Who was that?
What was his name? Something with a D.
Where?
Lime Kiln. Lime Kiln
in
Street.
California.
Yeah, that's what I
thought
said.
you said Oregon.
I said Big Sur. Didn't I?
Oh.
There was another dude we met in Oregon that was telling me, and he's like, yeah, it's nice, but then it comes to points of where you don't want to people anymore and you just want to get out of there. But I mean, you're not committed to anything. They obviously don't want a turnover of where you go there for a month and then leave. Like, they're probably not going to rehire you. But Rachel said she's going to deep dive into the website and look at some
I just would be curious.
options. I would work at one. I would work at a campground in a heartbeat. I would have no shame in doing that. And for this chapter of our life, to where if there's money coming in, our rent is free, or our lot rent, we don't really need electric. I mean, unless we're in an area where there's not sun. It'd be cool. It's just cool talking to people, meeting people, cleaning up the bathrooms of people that just don't care and know that someone else is cleaning it up. It's probably not my first choice, but
Burning a lot this time. Burning a lot. Burning a lot.
it's pretty crazy.
When we get married and have like a reception, can we have s'mores instead of a cake?
Sure. Wow, that one went up. I was in the van and I came out and I told Rachel, I said, I never really believed people that said less is more. Never really. I was like, yeah, I bet, as I had a speaker system in every room in my house. And my house is modest. I didn't live in a big or really nice house or anything like that, but it was comfortable. It was a cute little spot. And now I totally get it. I mean, when you travel with what you need and you have what you need, and I mean, we have vehicles back home, so I mean, we could downsize even more, but I've trimmed a ton of the fat of material things. And when you go on the road for 3 months and you don't miss any of those material, physical things, it's very rare where I'm like, oh, I know that thing that's sitting in my storage unit, I really need that, or I want that. That reprograms and reshapes your life. And up until we did the van life journey, I'd never had an experience like that really taught me, like, wow, do I need all this stuff? It was in the process of selling and downsizing my belongings to sell my house. And then that first 134-day road trip, where I'm like, dude, I didn't need any of that stuff. That stuff was excess weight. Like, it weighed me down. It made me stuck. And then you give it another 20 years and it's like, you don't own your stuff owns you, because you think about moving across the country or going and traveling for 3-4 months out of the year and you're like, but what about all my things? It's interesting. It really is. Today's been a great day, like a phenomenal day. We've had a lot of good days. I mean,
Despite me working 8 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it. Any day alive is a great day, but today was certainly a really good day, something to be very grateful for.
Cheers.
Cheers. Just somewhere out in the middle of the Nevada desert by a lake, roasted s'mores.
Some aliens.
by Area 51. Big surprise. We're going somewhere in the next couple of days. God only knows when. We'll see where we end up.
That was like a very mysterious cliffhanger.
I was going to surprise Rachel, but I figured she does the navigation. She would look and be like, oh my God, there's a town up here with my name.
Is it spelled right?
Yeah. There's a town like an hour from here called Rachel, Nevada.
I'm gonna start telling people my name's Rachel, like the city.
Yeah. Where is it? And you're like,
Nevada.
what are the population? 200? Under 200?
You're like, my name's spelled like Rachel,
Our
like
kind
the
of
city.
place. If you can show an ID and your name is Rachel, they'll give you a plot of land, a half an acre.
No, they won't.
That's the big surprise. She
No,
didn't know. Probably it's the desert, man.
I think American Family is in Nevada.
But
I think.
we're not living in Rachel, Nevada. Sorry.
Hey, your big idea.
Well, I'll let you fly out there or fly to the closest airport, probably Las Vegas. Drive to Rachel, Nevada in the summer and tell me you want to live here.
Wow, that you're 16 or 21, all you want to be is grown up. And then for the 16 and 21 year olds that are like naughty and rebellious or like not grown up enough, you know, then they get flack. But really they're probably the smarter ones. 'Cause
Well, like, what do you
they're-
mean not screwing around, not drinking alcohol, or like...
They are the one. No. Okay, back up. When you're 16 or you're 21, all you want to be is a grown up for whatever reason. You want to be older than
You
you
always
are.
want to be older.
You sneak into a bar. You try and go to a casino when you're not
13, you want to be
supposed
16. 16, you want to be 18. 18, you want to be 21. 21, you want to be 25 because you get cheaper rental cars and stuff.
You
And then
get
it's
you
like-
get your license, but then you want to buy a pack of cigarettes. All those different things,
Yeah.
right? And so then there's, you know, like a part of where if you are a 16-year-old and you're not mature and you are doing like 14-year-old things, you're not trying to live ahead, you're like living as more of a kid still, then you're in trouble for that.
Sure.
Because you're like rebellious and you're a screw off and you know, don't take things seriously, but like
You're not conforming to the agenda of everyone else, like what
just-
everyone else is doing.
Sure, like I mean,
Like if everyone else is trying to, because at that age especially, people are trying to act older than they are.
sure. And
You know,
so
you
then
wanna-
when you're 16 and you're, I'm not even talking about like getting in trouble and stuff, but you're just like,
What's your point to it though? You're just saying like you will.
it's
How I was
always
taught.
different. It's always what you think it should, you know, like
It should
when
be the
you're-
exact
when you're-
opposite of what you are.
when you're 40, all you're waiting for is retirement.
Yeah.
You know, like it never ends.
True.